Well, hello and welcome to another edition of Bare Facts. It is coming to you from the Kwamina von Bormus studio in TV Africa. Well, today we're going to try and look at the petroleum sector. We're going to raise many questions about petroleum, the mandate of the National Petroleum Authority, how prices are fixed, and so on. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting conversation. And we'd like to take a very short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll introduce the guest. Welcome to Bare Facts, short commercial break.
Yana kadie pa ansini tumi aye juma ama na so obia ni
ban bi alum our constitution not the country is governed by laws
be ko be bia wo ma ejuma na aye mre ama wo mo
Ghana chambers ben ya tro say o pass asase lawyer ni
classroom a ugina ho nchense no e tutu na nsuo bam
afi na wo be sori na wakọwa na wakọche t-shirt
se wo mutumi ye na se asomdwe bem asomdwe mu na yetumi yi ni pa ba
na yetunu every edan ni mu
emo ne government na se ma
no intumi enu nipa no mu enka nsem nkyere ye yesi wa Angola me bi si wa South Africa how
aden na we aye se ni enye ni se
na bia munhia na montena ho na monka asem no na ensi
ye yi sa politics asemi e kire se ye Ghana ma
oman no ye ba ko pe.
This is John. He's done well, but it wasn't always like that. I knew him at the beginning, working for someone else. But even then, John was different. He had vision, saw opportunities. He started working towards his goal, and he worked, learning the hard way. And this in turn helped others. His reputation spread. Trust, consistency, quality. Soon people were coming to him from all parts. He made himself and this whole street prosper. And he also helped friends. He also saw potential in people and helped them on. But John never shouts about all his success. He just does what he does best. So here's to men who make a difference, who enjoy the rich, satisfying taste of Stone Strong Lager. Stone Strong Lager, because you've earned it. More taste, more satisfaction.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yo, look. Was actually referring to this water. So clean and refreshing. What brand? This is water filtered in my own kitchen using Watt's under sink filter. It kills bacteria, removes odor, particles, and color. Most of these bottled water companies, they use the same technology.
so you mean you don't buy bottled water anymore
Not since I discovered Watt's under sink filter. It's affordable, easy to install, and you only need to change the filters once in 6 months. And that saves lots and lots of money.
For supply and installation of Watt's under sink filters, call AquaSafe Limited on 0244 651 964 or any of these landlines. Watt's under sink filters purifies water for better health and wealth.
Well, welcome back to Bare Facts. And as I indicated from the very beginning, today we are taking a look at the petroleum sector. And with us to do that is Mr. Alex Mould, Chief Executive Officer of the National Petroleum Authority. So you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much, Kwesi. How are you?
Well, what is the mandate of your authority?
The mandate is quite simple. In 2005, Parliament passed an Act 691, which mandated the National Petroleum Authority to regulate the downstream sector of the petroleum industry. And by downstream, we mean from when crude oil or petroleum products enter the shores of Ghana till it's discharged either to the refinery or to another depot in the country, the distribution of the petroleum products that are refined or brought into the country. And every single petroleum service provider that provides a service in the industry. We have the mandate to regulate it. By regulation, we mean we will license that petroleum service provider to operate in the particular sector the license is given for. We will also set the standards and the rules and regulations by which that organization in that particular sector will operate. To do this, we have two divisions, the Inspectorate Monitoring and Licensing Division, and also the Pricing, Planning and Research Division. The Inspectorate Division handles inspecting all the licensed petroleum service providers, which we call PSPs, and ensuring that they are abiding by the rules and regulation of the industry.
Now, you're talking about standards. What standards are you talking about?
Well, the standards that we're talking about, for example, has to do with the quality of petroleum products that are sold in the country, which are the standards by which the oil marketing companies and the refinery that produces these products and the bulk distribution companies that bring in the products, import the products to augment what the refinery cannot supply into the country. Those are the standards. We also regulate the standards in which a refinery should operate, the standards in which depots should be kept and operate, standards of the pipelines, how they should operate, and also standards by which the oil marketing companies should operate their retail stations, which dispense fuel to the consumer.
We're talking about standards. A number of consumers have not been too happy about the quality of petrol that is being sold.
Okay, when we talk about petrol, you're broadly talking about diesel, petrol, kerosene, and all the petroleum products. Well, we do have a unit which receives the complaints, and what we do is once we receive a complaint, we will go to that particular station. We will go with Ghana Standard Boards. Ghana Standard Boards is the organization that is mandated to actually do the measurements and also the quality tests. The NPA doesn't have that mandate. But the mandate we have is we will make sure that you abide by those standards. So we do work with the Ghana Standard Boards. We go out with them on numerous occasions. We also have inspections that we do, what we call random inspections and also programmed inspections. For example, in the papers tomorrow or on Saturday or Monday, you will see that we are going to inspect the eastern region and also the central region. These are programmed. We tell the oil marketing companies we are coming. The oil marketing companies have a checklist by which they know we are coming to inspect them. So they can do their own self-compliance and self-testing. What we do on the spot checks is go around to make sure that, one, the consumer is being dispensed the right quantity of petroleum products. By that, we mean that we would, every petrol station is mandated to have what we call a 10-liter measuring can. And all consumers, when you get to a petrol station and you believe you are being shortchanged, you can ask them to bring you their 10-liter measuring can for them to do an on-the-spot check. It is the right of the consumer, and by law, the oil marketing companies are supposed to produce it. If they cannot produce the 10-liter measuring can, or they're refusing to do that test, the consumers can call us. What we're going to do this year, quite different from what we've been doing, is we're going to put stickers around all the filling stations at the dispensing points, telling the consumer of their rights, telling the consumer they have the right to ask for the 10-liter measuring cylinder to do on-the-spot checks if they do believe they've been shortchanged. We also will have our phone numbers there, and it will be a hotline, which will be a toll-free line for you to call in, and the NPA will come to that station within a few minutes if it is within our proximity. So that is what we do on the inspection. But I agree with you. We've had complaints about the quality, especially that people who buy V-Power and the deregulated products believe that they may be shortchanged in the quality. We also have complaints about the quality of gas oil. People believe that it may be adulterated with kerosene and other products, and these are some of the things we're trying to clamp out.
There have also been problems with just calibration.
Yes.
And that has to do more with quantity than quality, isn't it?
That's right. The calibration is the method that Ghana Standard Board ensures that each dispensing unit at the retail station gives you the right product. We've realized that when Ghana Standard Board comes in, does the calibration, they sort of seal the pumps. So when we go on our inspections, we go out to check if the seals are broken, or whether the time at which Ghana Standard Board has given for the next inspection to be done by them has elapsed. All of those are breaches of the regulatory standards that we have set. So the oil marketing companies are to have a compliance officer that should know when each dispensing unit should be calibrated, and they should call in standard boards to do it. Standard boards, my understanding is they have outsourced some of these jobs because they don't have that many. There are about 2,000 petrol stations in the country. So they've outsourced some of these calibration jobs to other mechanics who are licensed by them to do that job. But the onus is on oil marketing company to use the 10-liter measuring can each day in the morning and in the evening, or anytime they believe that the pumps may not be dispensing the right units. And by the way, sometimes the pumps over-dispense as well, and that also is a violation.
Have you had occasion to confirm some of these allegations against the marketing companies?
Oh, several times, and we have instituted penalties against them. Some of the penalties include fines, closing down the station, closing down the particular pumps till we get the verifications from the Ghana Standard Boards. What we don't want to do is we don't want to do a type 2 error, close down a station when really the station is not at fault. So while we take these reports and allegations very serious, we also have to be mindful that the petrol station is a business which we are also mandated to protect. We have to protect the consumer and also protect the petroleum service providers. So we have to be quite cautious when we are carrying out our duties.
Recently, there were lots of reports about diversion of premix. What have you done about it?
Well,
has anything been done?
Yes, well, the way the premix works is there is a premix committee we work with, and they work with the landing beaches. What we've done with premix is we have made sure that all the tankers that carry premix are painted a special color and also have premix written on them, so that if premix is taken to a station, for example, it will be very clear and obvious that it shouldn't be there. But from time to time, you have recalcitrant truck, bulk road vehicle drivers who may be in cahoots with some oil marketing companies' retail stations, and maybe without or with or without the knowledge of the oil marketing companies. So when we hear about this, we go first of all to ascertain that the product has been adulterated. We've heard recently that this has been rampantly done in the Ashanti and Brahafo region, and we've sent our team out there to do an inspection on it. We have a zonal region manager who handles Ashanti, Brahafo, and the northern regions. So they are out right now doing the inspections. But it's quite a tedious job. You need a large task force to get this done. We, for example, have a target to do 90% of all the stations in the country. This goes without the spot checks we will be doing. So our mandate is quite broad, and the manpower we need to